So I wanted to take a moment to put the Declaration of Independence into common terms and then also compare it to the common declaration that I made that could fit today against the presidency currently. In Congress, July 4th, 1776, when people need to take a break and free themselves from government that no longer respects their rights, they should explain why. Here's why we're declaring independence from Britain. The core beliefs. We hold these truths as obvious. Everyone is created equal. We all have rights that can't be taken away, like life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Governments exist to protect these rights, and their power comes from the people they govern. If a government repeatedly harms these rights, the people can change or replace it. This is why we're fed up. King George III of Britain has repeatedly ignored us and abused his power. Here's how. Blocked laws we needed for the public good, interfered with our local governments and rights to self-rule, sent swarms of officials to harass us and drain our resources, forced us to house British soldiers in our homes, taxed us without our consent, cut off our trade with the rest of the world, denied fair trials and imposed laws without our input, sent armies to attack us, burn our towns, and even hired foreign mercenaries to fight us, kidnapped our sailors and forced them into his navy, encouraged domestic unrest and violence against colonists. Here's how we tried to fix it. We politely asked multiple times for fair treatment, but Britain ignored every plea. Even our fellow British citizens turned a blind eye, so we have no choice but to split. The final decision, we, the representatives of the United States, declare we're free and independent of Britain. All political ties to Britain are dissolved. We'll govern ourselves, make alliances, and act as a sovereign nation. We're staking our lives, honor, and trust with each other on this declaration. The original document is 4 pages long, and this barely takes 1. Okay, so the new one that I created and is pinned to the top of my page is the Declaration of the 50 United States, Puerto Rico, Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. When a group of people must break free from a government that no longer serves them, fairness demands they explain why. Here's why we're frustrated with the president and Congress. Core beliefs. These truths are clear. Everyone is equal and deserves basic rights like life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Governments exist to protect these rights and get their power from the people's consent. If a government repeatedly violates these rights, the people have the right to replace it with one that will protect their safety and well-being. Why we're done. The president and Congress have ignored our rights and abused their power. Here's how. Ignored laws that benefit the public, blocked local self-governance, forcing the people to give up representation for basic needs, harassed citizens with unnecessary officials and ICE occupation, sabotaged justice by controlling judges and courts, attacked our economy by cutting trade and imposing unfair taxes and executive orders that directly hurt the citizens, used ICE and police against civilians, held hostage towns, and hired foreign soldiers to oppress us, Guantanamo Bay, forced citizens to fight against their own communities, bribery to turn in immigrants regardless of their status, stripped local laws and charters, replacing them with arbitrary rules, ignored our pleas for fairness, and doubled down on cruelty. We tried to fix it by we peacefully are protesting, begging for compromise, and we've warned Congress about overstepping. They've ignored us. Even our fellow citizens turn a blind eye. The final decision, we, the people of these United States and territories, declare we are free and independent, cutting all ties to the current president. We have the right to govern ourselves and remove leaders who abuse power. I personally favor the older language. It's much more evocative. That's the word. It's much more evocative, and I think it's really beautiful language. But when you pare it down to common terms and current language, it really gets to the point quite effectively also. Yeah, so there you go.